Hello, hypothetical viewers. This is Wandering Dragon playing Shining Force 2. I have tweaked the audio settings once again. I turned the game audio down a little because after watching back over my recordings, I feel like it was a little too loud compared to the sound of my voice, because I'm never sure how yelly I'm going to be on any given day. So hopefully we can keep it a little calm and quiet now. This game does have really good music, though, I gotta say. I love chiptune. Classic old video game music. And honestly, I will say though, not all classic video game music is particularly good. There's plenty of old video games that are filled with like unbearably awful like chiptune or whatever. This one it has real nice music. I can actually barely hear it while I'm playing because I have the TV sound way down, so that it doesn't get also picked up by the mic, which, for lack of a better place to put it, is sitting right in front of the TV, and which does not. It's not a really high quality mic. It's like a decent mic. It's not a fancy one, so it does not have directional sound options. Because the one that had directional sound options at the time I was purchasing it cost about 4 times as much money. And you are only hypothetical viewers, and it's possible that there will never be any actual viewers. So it really wasn't worth the investment at the time. Especially since, I'm only using the mic for things that I'm recording from the TV, which is basically just Switch games. So for anything else, I'd just be using a headset anyway. So it's even less useful. Because why not, right? The headset is perfectly good, and if I'm playing on my laptop anyway, whatever. But, yeah, after watching the recordings back, the quality drop does not seem to have had any substantial effect, which I didn't really expect it to, because, this isn't a game, I think, that really needs to be in, 1080p, 60 frames per second to be comprehensible. It's hella old. So it looked fine, so that's good, because now each recording is only going to be, roughly 700 megabytes or 700, 800 megabytes, so I can store a lot more of them than before when each one was 5 or 6 gigabytes, which was absurd. I really should have messed with the settings earlier, but, Shining Force 1, I literally recorded those just to teach myself how to use the capture software at all, because I've literally never done it. So probably not surprising that I was not using it with any particular finesse. It can't be helped. But yeah, I did do a tiny bit of level grinding on this battle just to bring up Sarah's level, because we had only just promoted her. I didn't boost her super high or anything. I think she's level 5 or 6 now. I just wanted to catch her up with the rest of the group a little bit, Because when you first promote them, they kind of get a little stat decrease because they're rolling over from their level 40 stats to their new level 1 stats. But yeah, here she is now. She's level 6. And we have a not good weapon for her, actually, because Sheila, the other mastermind we recruited, came with the brass knuckles, so I just swapped them over to Sarah. So her attack is actually already on par with our melee fighters. And her agility is not amazing, but it's fine. I also, I gave her, instead of Kaz in the running ring, to give her a little higher movement, because, that way, I like the healer to be mobile so that I can get them where they need to be to heal, because level 4 heal doesn't have range. So if someone is really seriously injured and I need to keep them alive, I want her to be able to get there in a timely fashion. But yeah, honestly, it wasn't hard at all to level her up, because A, the Brass Knuckles, as one of our new promoted weapons, has a really high attack stat, so right from the start she could already do quite a lot of damage and easily defeat enemies, and B, she has Blast, so, and that's, magic is not affected by your stats. So she could already do plenty of damage. So it was just a matter of having the patience, because her agility is low at first, obviously, because she wasn't promoted yet, so it just took forever to get her turn. So it was really just a matter of having the patience to, not kill all the enemies so that there would be time for her to defeat them. But yeah, I didn't get everyone on par. I have obviously some characters who are almost level 20 and she's level 5, but whatever. They're all fine. I just wanted them all to be, have enough agility to get their turns reasonably quickly, basically. But yes. Man, we're not, right at the end of the game. I think there's, I don't know, maybe 10 more battles or something, but we're in the last chunk of it. We're on Grans Island, we're in kind of the last sequence, so we're coming to the end of this journey. I do think my impression of the game has been influenced by the year-long break that I took. causing me to forget some of the plot points. But seriously, even without that, I have to admit, in the first game, as I was kind of getting to the end, I like definitely felt a sense of like, whoa, we went on this long journey and now we're finally getting to the end of it, finishing our quest, finally beating this game that I never beat as a kid. Whereas here I'm like, oh yeah, we're almost at the end of this game. Weird. it feels like the plot is just sort of happened. It doesn't feel like it's sort of progressing towards a dramatic conclusion. Nostalgia, you know, obviously a factor there. Like, I sort of only, this game I only vaguely remember from when I was a kid, where Shining Force 1 I actually remembered fairly well. I think I had played it more recently on an emulator, so I just remembered it better. It's funny because based on my childhood fantasy novel I worked on, this game apparently had way more impact on me because I named a bunch of characters after characters from this game, but maybe I just like the names. I must have played this game when I was in middle school because that's when I picked the character named Volcanon for the character, which I'm pretty sure I got from this. I don't know how on earth else I would just wanted Volcanon. That's the name for things. It's just sort of random. So I must have been like 13 or 14. So I did play it. Now, I don't know whether I played the original or an emulated version. Because I'd have to check what console this was for. Because I did have, like, a Game Gear as a kid. I don't know if this was available for Game Gear. But it's not implausible that I played it in its actual version. But I may also have played it on an emulator, because I did have the Gens emulator that we dug up as a kid. But yeah, I don't really remember. Oh, I'm gonna use Katon, that'll be fun. Could also use Raijin. Now I'll use Katon. I think maybe the plants are vulnerable to fire. It feels like they should be. I don't know if they are. Doesn't it seem like a plant should be vulnerable to fire? Oh, they're not plants. They're purple worms. They looked like plants on the map. Whatever. It still went fine. Alright, he's poisoned. I could actually detox him with Sarah. She has detox, which is rarely useful, but critical hit. I love the critical sword. The critical hits are really delightful. Although a couple times while I was trying to have him weaken enemies to finish off with Sarah, he got a critical hit and killed them, so I was a little frustrated at times. But yeah, we're kind of coming to the end of this game. I think it's because the plot is in a way more convoluted. There's a lot more distinct villains with specific names. There's a lot more like weird side things and, you know, little twists and stuff, which makes it feel slightly more I think it feels sort of like, oh, we're at the end? Oh, huh. It feels oddly sudden. Whereas the first game, the plot was not complex, but because of that, it sort of felt like it came to a more clear conclusion. It was sort of a more simple, fucking muddle again. It was a little more simplistic. I guess at least this is a smaller set of characters because they're closer to the edge of the map, and not all of them are affected. Although Ben being affected sucks because he has Bolt, and he's the one who can egress. Is anyone seriously injured? Before Ben starts murdering us all, I should heal everyone up. He's confused. Slade is like a tiny bit injured. Okay. Oh, actually, you know, I'm gonna detox Slade just to wrap that up, because he's not seriously wounded. Oh, actually, Sarah is the one who's injured. I need to have her heal herself. Did not even notice. Was not paying attention. But yeah, this game, I feel like the inclusion of all the weird key elements weakened the plot of this game. That is kind of my final conclusion. But yeah, the plot was all over the place, because we started with, you know, we're the students of Sir Astral in our little town of Grans Island, and the ground seal tower that we were guarding mysteriously opened, so he wants to go check it out, and then, like, demons appear, and a lot happened at the start of the game, I don't remember, but anyway, like, demons escaped, and the king gets, or no, I guess we got visited by a messenger from the other, there was a messenger, and the king was possessed by demons, but then the demons escaped, and possessed the messenger instead, and he went home, and he ended up possessing their king, who then ordered his soldiers or whatever. Oh, this one is like bold, so he kind of gets every element, but he just doesn't have as much MP. He's our all-rounder. It's fun. It's a nice spell. But, and possessed the king of the other place or whatever, and the princess got kidnapped, so he sent an army to attack us, and we went to check that out, which is where we recruited Kazan, whose mentor got murdered by them. And then they, like, destroyed our entire fucking town, and also it, like, was sucked into a pit for some reason, and now there's just a big hole there, I guess, and we had to go across the sea, where we destroyed the boat we used in order to build our town, which was super insane, can I just say as a side note. I'm still not over that. And then the next thing we did was, yeah, we left the town because we were like, oh, we need to, like, meet the different people of this region, and, like, you know, now that our new town is here, we'll, like, become allies with them or whatever. So we were just wandering around, and then we met Peter, who happened to be wandering by, and was, like, getting hassled by the people in the town, I guess. So then we became pals with him. And he needed to go consult Volcanon, so we just went with him. See, this is what I mean. The plot was just... Doesn't that seem like it's just all over the place? It's like, a bunch of stuff just happened. Like, Peter showing up and things... It was like, well, then it just happened. There wasn't any particular reason for any of it. It kind of had nothing to do with anything. It was just there. And then when we met Volcanon, I guess that's when we learned about... Picked up Adler at the same town, and then we learned about how the devils are trying to destroy the world or whatever, but Volcanon won't help us. So then we went to... Did we go to... I guess we went to visit Creed because people told us that he, like, knew a lot about, like, the ancient past or whatever. And he took us to the basement where his weird, like, magic spirit or whatever that he keeps down there. Fucking muddle. It takes so long to wear off, too. It's fucking annoying. But, and we didn't bring our person with Aura because she's too overleveled. Yeah. Oh, you'll also notice I did not bring Tyron. I tried briefly to level him up. It was just too much of a pain in the butt. I'm like, this is not worthwhile. This is not worth the effort it will take. Just wanna bring this one home, you know? How can we get the... Who's worst injured? Ben's actually fairly injured. Well, because I think he can... When he's confused, he can cast the spell, and the range includes him, because it's no longer, you know, it's no longer avoids friendly fire. Even more fairs. Okay, we gotta keep him alive, you know. Everyone else we can res. Him will make us lose the mission. I am bringing up the rear. Falling behind a bit, but yeah, and then we went to see Creed, who we consulted with his weird basement ghost thing, who got hacked by Zayon, who then started talking to us and was like, I'm in Ark Valley or whatever, and I bring me the Jewel of Evil or whatever. And then we, like, heard rumor, I think, that devils had appeared in North Parmecia, so then we had to go to North Parmecia, which... I don't even remember that much about it. I think basically we just had to go through a lot of shenanigans to get there, and a lot of the battles we fought really had nothing to do with it. It was just us on our way. It was like, we have to walk there and it's going to take a while. Because we, like, fought the Taros, and we met the guy who was trying to go to Grans through the magic door, but the magic door was, like, blocked or whatever. So then we didn't do that. And I feel like that actually just was sort of a random side quest that was not really connected to the main... like, what we were doing or anything. We just happened to meet him, basically. It was like how we just happened to get the caravan. It's like, oh, okay, this is here now. So it's not that it wasn't an interesting story beat in and of itself, it's just that it didn't really... It doesn't seem like it all flows together very well. It's just like a random events plot where it's like, and then this happened, and then that happened. Like, I just don't even remember a lot of the stuff we did in South Parmecia because I feel like a lot of it was just things that happened on our way somewhere else. Like, didn't we fight, like, Leviathan at some point? For no particular reason. I think it was when we were going to Creed's mansion. He was just in the way, so we fought him. I was like, why are we doing this? He was the boss after all. Okay. It's not even an ending cutscene? Well, nobody died, so I guess we can just carry on here. I'm looking at my guide. But yeah, then we went to North Parmecia, and we're at, like, 2 towns where we fought Zalbard, and then Camilla, and then we found the Nazca ship, and now we're here. The North Parmecia stuff seemed like we just rushed through and did all this shit, whereas South Parmecia we were just wandering around faffing about. Okay, so I think now we're going to Roft, the town of Roft. Oh, and we'll finally meet Petro, who's the guy who... Remember that guy who found the magic tunnel? Petro was the kid who disappeared and, like, stole the Sky Orb or whatever, so that you know, his family, like, was real bummed about that. I think. I don't even really remember. It would probably help if there wasn't a year gap, but seriously, like, I feel like the plot was a little all over the place to begin with. There's just, like, a lot going. I'm going up and down here because I'm not actually sure where the town is. So I'm just hoping I'll spot it on the map. Some of these outdoor areas are just ridiculously large for no real reason. Is this Roft? No, I ended up in some other random place. Where even am I? Well, I guess I'll have to egress out of here. Oh, I somehow skipped, like, everything and ended up in a different battle. Okay, we're gonna have to egress. You're early, probably because you just skipped 2 entire plot points by accident. These outdoor areas are so big and it makes it really hard to find the towns. Darn you, Grand Seal swine. But don't worry, I just finished my preparations. Everything's ready. It's showtime. Sir Astral, why is he smiling? Because he finished his preparations and he's gonna murder us, Peter. Try to keep up. He believes this is the place where we will die. It's actually the place where we're going to immediately flee. Then, be careful. Okay, yeah, this... I'm not even gonna look at the map because I need to go find the town. I somehow wandered into this battle that I was not expecting. I was trying so hard to find the town, and then I didn't even realize the map boundary was where I walked into it. How did this happen? Okay, let's egress back. But yeah, I feel like the wandering around south... I might as well cure the poison while we're here. No one's dead, right? I don't think anyone's dead. No one's dead. Let's cure Sleeve's poison. It's only 10 gold, why not? It's annoying to see the little message pop up every time, and I always forget to cure it, or there's something more important for Sarah to be doing. So I just... whatever. But yeah, the South Parmecia part of the plot seemed like it was just kind of all over the place. It was just like a bunch of stuff that happened. So it's probably, I don't know, to the north. So you can skip this next thing in the guide, you can completely skip it, and you won't even know, because these outdoor areas are so fucking big that you can't even find things. Yeah, it's not down here, I think. Or, wait, this area is actually Lebrigan, I thought it was. Oh, it's... How would you... You just have to search every square. I feel like to find that. No, wait, we're not Golem soldiers. No? Oh, Golem is the people who attacked us at the beginning of the game. They were the neighboring town. Oops, my mistake. Oh, it's obvious. I could see it in your eyes. You can just tell. Welcome to Roft. Every peaceful person is welcome. This town was hidden way out of the way. I guess it's just a little side quest. But seriously, these outdoor areas are ridiculously big. Ah, so a bunch of stuff can happen here. Do-do-do. And we're also, a little bit after this, we're going to meet a certain character. Getting a little choked up. Oh, it's a little stuffed up. I don't care about any of this. Ah, let's see. I didn't see any. My guide actually didn't have any listing for items, so does that mean this chest is empty, or... Oh wait, no, I think there were 2 items, but they were so unimportant that my mind, like, blanked them out. Yeah, it's like a healing drop, and I think a blizzard. They were not noteworthy items. Oh man, congested today. Let's meet all the people of optional town Roft, which is kind of a little bit hidden on the map. Mr. Petro and Mr. Passeron came from the south. Yeah, so that's the guy we heard about in the past. Mr. Passeron came here through the tunnel in the south. We've been told the devils live there. We have seen many devils here since he came to Roft. I think we met Mr. Passeron before in like one of the towns in South Parmecia. It's been a while. I don't remember. I don't think it was very memorable. Red Baron is a cruel killer. He has smeared his armor with the blood of his enemies. That's really gross. That's nasty. I don't think it would even stay red. It would just get like brown and crusty. Why would you do that? I feel like it could make your armor like rust over too, because it's covered with, you know, things that have salt and water in it. Blood isn't great for metal, I don't think. Do you know of Mithril? Mithril weapons are awfully strong. They may help you in your battles. I do know of Mithril. I do. And if I didn't, at this point in the game, going back... There's certain areas you can't go back to because some of the Mithril was at the beginning of the game. In Grans, which is gone now. Sir Petro, don't leave me alone. Passaran. I'm sorry. So Passaran's his kid, I guess. Oh, maybe... I don't remember. I know that we met at least some... We heard about these people before. You promised to fly me in the sky. I know. With the Nazca ship, I promised. He had the Sky Orb, which I guess Camila took. I'd fly home to see my family. To show them how wonderful the ancients were. Well, I'm afraid we crashed that ship, so that dream couldn't have come true anyway. Petro, no! Sob, sob, he's gone. We never had a chance to fly in the Nazca ship. We should just not tell him that it crashed. Like, let the dream live. It's fine. The devils killed Petro. They lied to us. How cruel they are. I'm assuming Camila stole the Sky Orb from him, basically. That's my guess. It feels like this should have been a bigger plot point. Also, we'll have a cutscene. What's wrong with Zinc? I have no idea, but he's obviously disturbed. Ben, Sir Astral, I am angry. I cannot forgive the devils. I have overridden my restrictions on fighting. I am joining your force as a soldier. Zinc the robot has joined the force. His character class is a robot. I guess that's no different than Peter's character class being Phoenix. They're so dangerous, their character class is just what they are. Let us go defeat the devil army. Sweet, so now we have a new robot friend at long last. Is he in the listing? Here he is. Zinc the robot, he is gonna take some grinding, I can see. Level 16, wow. Is he pre-promoted or not? I may have to look this up. His stats are real high. He has 79 attack, which is not quite as good as our current fighters, but most of them are also much higher level. So at least he won't be as painful to level up as Adam in the last game. Oh, his agility is nothing now, and his move is real bad. He's going to require effort, but he's real cute, so it's worth it. I like him a lot. The devils kidnapped Mr. Petro and stole the Nazca ship. Yeah, that's kind of what we had surmised. That, I just feel like these plot points happened really far apart. It feels like there's plenty of story in this game, but it's not threaded together particularly coherently. So now we're going to go south along the coast to get to a cave. No one told us about... Someone was supposed to tell us about the dwarf blacksmith, but I guess I missed that person somehow. This episode, the battle took like 5 minutes, and the rest of this episode is just going to be me wandering around talking to people. Something down here. Ooh, hidden things. I think this is a crappy item. It's a crappy item. Well, I mean, I guess it's better than the hole in the head, right? Is that a real saying, or is that just something I heard as a child and think is a real saying? Think, are you okay? You were captured by the devils. Was he? Did we rescue him? Oh, maybe... Oh, because I guess that's why he was in the town, maybe? Like, he ended up there with them as a prisoner? Nobody but the dwarven blacksmith can work with Mithril. But where is he? Man-eating plants. This guy has some interesting hobbies. This is a fairly large area for kind of a slightly off-the-beaten-path spot. We were able to find Mithril on Grans before. The dwarven blacksmith lives in Grans Forest. Okay, cool. Cool. We won't be meeting him just yet, I don't think. For now, let's switch up the party. Okay. Our new buddy must join us. Akarna will go back in the party, so I'm thinking we'll swap out Rick and Taya because, look, I tried to make Taya useful. She just never gets her turn. She's just... It takes too long for her to reach the battle. Like, her agility is just not high enough. She just doesn't get her turn. And we'll also swap out Rick because I just don't care that much about him. Well, you know, we're sort of in the last stretch of the game. You know, we're kind of putting in the final party. I am really sad. I want to derive some items from the depot as well. In anticipation of us needing them later. Ooh, maybe I'll use the running pimento on our new friend. I was gonna just give him the running ring, but, you know, we could permanently boost his move since it's so freaking low, and then give him the agility boosting ring. Man, we're never gonna use this item, because I cannot be bothered to train up Tyron. Cannot be. Do not give a fuck. And then I'm also going to want the dry stone. His inventory, he won't have to hold items, so he can have that. And we'll give him a healing item as well. The dry stone is important to finding the Dwarven Blacksmith. And we're going to be doing that eventually, so I just get 2 running pimentos. I should use them before the end of the game. For now, let's use our running pimento on zinc. Nice. So now he has move of 6, which is quite reasonable. Heck, it's actually more than some of our characters. Yeah, before he had 4, which is just way too low. Now he actually is one of our higher movement range characters, which is nice. Who else would I... Kazan would be another nice one to use a running pimento on, I guess. And then, like, Sarah can keep the ring, you know? We have a couple other people with 5 move, like Gerald has, you know, but he also has good terrain bonuses, so I feel like he doesn't... I find that he doesn't have any trouble reaching the battle. Karna also could maybe fall behind sometimes, but, you know, something to think about long term. And now, I do want to give him the agility boosting ring. Which, conveniently, the person who was previously holding it is no longer a party member. Well, because that way he'll... One of the main problems is that, I don't know this for certain, but I'm pretty sure this is connected to agility. I think agility influences how fast you get your turn. And when a character just doesn't get their turn for a long time, it's just so difficult to train them up. Because you have to wait and wait. Oh, excuse me. My allergies are kind of bad today. But the issue is that, you know, the rest of our characters are higher in level, but they're not so high in level that they can just stand there and repeatedly get hit by enemies with no danger of dying. The enemies can hit pretty hard, so it's hard to wait them out until, like, Zink's turn to train him. It's hard to just keep stalling. So if he can get his turn a little more frequently, that will help a lot. We're almost at 30 minutes, so I guess this will be kind of probably the last thing we do. Are we... Where the fuck are we? Are we in, like, the depths of space? What is going on with this background? I am not... I thought this was just a cave, and now we're teleporting him to deep underground, I guess. It looks like we're falling really far. What is happening right now? This is very weird. It's very Shining Force. This is honestly what I really like about Shining Force, is that it's super nuts. Okay, good. I was worried this was going to be some kind of teleport puzzle, and I was like, fuck my life. Oh, good. It's a secret path. But yeah, this is what I love about Shining Force. The times when it's just off the wall, wacky, like, where the fuck are we? What is happening? Magic and science fiction just all happening at once. That's what I like. So I'm very pleased with this development. Haven't the slightest idea where we are, but I do know why we're here. We're here to meet a new friend. I think he should probably... Oh, actually... We went backwards. Is this... Am I wrong about... I thought I knew where I was going here, but... Okay, this is actually... I think I took a slight wrong turn there. I believe this is actually the magic tunnel. You may remember, probably better than I do, hypothetical viewers, way back in South Parmecia, at one point we were trying to find a way back to Grans, to, like, I don't know, fight the devils or something probably. And the magic tunnel was a proposed path. However, the magic tunnel, it was locked, because I think Petro actually is the guy who had locked it. So we couldn't get through. But this is the other side of the magic tunnel, so basically we opened it up by going through the other way. Which, I mean, that makes sense, right? It's like doors, it's actually not uncommon for doors in real life. They lock on one side and not on the other, so you can unlock them when you're on the inside of the door. So that's basically what we did here. We are going to meet a new friend somewhere inside this tunnel, I believe. Ah, here he is. Then put the arm of Golem on the Golem. That's why we needed to find the arm of Golem. And this tunnel allows us to get back to Parmecia, so we are not completely locked off from the back half, from that full part of the game. So if you missed a mithril, or even if you just missed finding this Golem's arm, you can actually backtrack and get them. You're not completely locked out, which is very nice. Otherwise, that would be like, you have no way of knowing it's a one-way trip, so it would be so shitty. Ooh, whoa. This is Claude. That feels good. My power is back. Thank you. I can move again. How can I express? Oh yes, I'll join you. I'll protect you. Claude the Golem has joined the force. None of our characters had a word to say about that. They were like, sure, this is just the normal day for us. See, again, this is another one of these things I like about Shining Force. I love that you just recruit, in addition to the more normal characters like, you know, soldiers and archers and normal people you recruit, you also recruit robots and random, and the robots are part of the plot, where this is just like, there's this random golem in a cave that you can recruit by finding his arm in a random town for no reason. And I really love that. I love that just off-the-wall bizarro fantasy world kind of thing, where it's just like fantastical things just happen. There he is. He's Claude the Golem. He's also real slow. Oh, his agility is terrible. His defense is amazing though. His HP is really low. This is a tough call because it's like, who would I swap out to bring him in potentially? I mean, I could go with only one healer. As useful as Karna is, like, I've used her for a massive chunk of the game, so it could be like, okay, we can get by with a single healer. She's kind of broken anyway. I don't think Claude will be super useful or anything. I just think he's fun. I just think he's kind of neat. Yeah, most of my other party members, you know, they're keepers. I think probably won't even be that useful, but I just really want him. He's great. Obviously can't drop the hero. I want to keep Sarah and Chester, they're fun. I love having a magic user. Slade, Ninja Buddy, love him. Peter's great, he's ridiculously useful. May, I like my mounted archers. I love having a bow knight. Gerald, very cool. You know, the unique classes are fun. Luke, love my bird people. So good. Karna, she's super useful, and I do like her, but she is also so useful that I'm like, maybe we should preserve some challenge by not using her. She's the other way I'd consider. Janet, I like my archers. Nice to have a sniper. I just really like bow users. And Zinc, gotta keep my robot. Yeah, so if we use him, I'll have to drop Karna. Let's see. Okay, and so next is going to be the battle we ended up in before. So I'll just, I'll walk back. This video will run a little over. It'll probably take 35 minutes, but whatever. I'll walk back so that we can start fresh with the battle next time. I think I am not going to level grind before this battle, because if we grind, we can now always go back to Parmecia and grind at Fairywood if I want to. I'm not totally clear on whether Zinc is promoted or not at this point, or whether he even has one. I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm not totally sure. So we'll just fight this battle. Is there anything up here? Like, what's the point of all this space? These outdoor areas are absurdly big, and there's not a lot in them. Okay, but let's go back to the battle. There we go. So, yeah, we did a lot in this episode, actually. We went to an optional area and recruited Zinc, which I guess you can't get him unless you go there. Crazy. Could have missed this great little guy. And we also recruited new friend Claude the Golem. So we recruited 2 new robo buddies, basically. And we'll be seeing Zinc in the next battle, which will be fun. And basically, we are just marching our way forward towards the final confrontation with Xeon. So, you know, let's get this adventure going. Thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers, and look forward to the next episode of Shining Force 2.